was a very wealthy man. He had houses in many cities, big farms and companies. His only son, Kingsley, was also wealthy. Kingsley was well educated, smart and handsome. Yet, despite all this, Andrew had one great worry in his heart. He wanted his son to marry a good woman. Andrew had seen many marriages fail. He had seen how some women only cared about money, cars, and clothes. He had seen rich men cry because the women they married did not truly love them. He had seen families destroyed because of greed and lies. Andrew did not want that for Kingsley. He wanted a woman who would love his son not because of money, but because of who he was. So Andrew thought of a plan. One morning, he dressed in dirty clothes. He rubbed sand on his body. He carried an old bag and walked slowly like a poor beggar. He told no one about his plan, not even Kingsley. He decided to test the hearts of women himself so that he could find out who was truly kind. Andrew walked around the market in his dirty clothes. Some people pushed him away, some insulted him, some even threw stones, shouting, "Go away, useless beggar!" Andrew only smiled quietly. He knew he was very rich, but at that moment, nobody could recognize him. After some days, Andrew noticed something. Many women ignored him. Some laughed at him, but there were a few who showed kindness. They gave him food, even when they did not have much. They greeted him with respect. Andrew took note of them. Then, one afternoon, as he was resting near a roadside shop, he met Chinwe, a young woman who sold food. She looked simple but beautiful. Her clothes were not expensive, but they were neat. When she saw Andrew sitting on the ground, looking tired, she came close and asked, "Baba, have you eaten today?" Andrew shook his head slowly. Chinwe immediately went into her shop, brought rice and beans with meat, and gave it to him. "Don't worry about money," she said gently. "Eat, God will bless you." Andrew looked at her with surprise. "My daughter, why are you helping me? Don't you need the food for your customers?" She smiled. "What is the use of selling food if I cannot feed a hungry man? Life is not only about money." Andrew's heart melted. For many days he returned, and each time, Chinwe would greet him kindly. She gave him food, sometimes water, sometimes even helped him with little medicine when he coughed. She never looked down on him. She never asked for anything in return. One evening, Andrew went to her shop again. He pretended to be sick. He held his stomach and coughed heavily. Chinwe quickly closed her shop and stayed with him. She did not leave him alone. She fanned him, gave him water, and prayed for him. That night, Andrew knew in his heart, this was the kind of woman he wanted for his son. The next day, he removed his dirty clothes and returned home. He took his bath, wore a fine suit, and came back to Chinwe's shop, but this time with his car. Chinwe was shocked when she saw him step out. "Good afternoon, Baba," she greeted, still thinking he was the beggar. Andrew smiled. "My daughter, I am not the man you thought I was. I am Andrew, a very wealthy man. I only pretended to be a beggar to test the hearts of people. And among everyone I met, you were the kindest." Chinwe stood speechless. She looked at him again and again. It was hard to believe. Andrew continued, "My son Kingsley, he is young, hardworking and wealthy. I want him to marry a woman who has a pure heart. You have shown me that you are kind and humble. I want you to meet him." At first, Chinwe was shy. She felt she was not worthy to meet such a rich man's son, but Andrew encouraged her. He told her, "My daughter, a good heart is more precious than gold. You have what many rich women do not have." So one evening, Andrew invited her to his mansion. When she entered, she could not believe her eyes. The tall buildings, shining lights, beautiful cars. She felt like running away. But then Kingsley walked in. He greeted her warmly. He was not proud or boastful. They talked for hours, and Kingsley saw the same thing his father saw in her, a pure heart. Days turned to weeks. Kingsley began to visit Chinwe at her food shop. He liked the way she treated people with respect, the way she worked hard, and the way she always prayed before she served food. She never cheated her customers. If food was small, she added more. She was honest. One day, Kingsley asked her, "Chinwe, what do you really want in life?" She replied softly, "I just want peace, a good family, and to serve God with what I have. I don't care if I am rich or poor." Kingsley's heart was touched deeply. Finally, Andrew called his family and friends. He announced that his son had found a wife. When people saw Chinwe, some were surprised. "How can Kingsley marry a food seller?" they whispered. But Andrew stood up in the middle of the crowd and told his story. He explained how he had pretended to be a beggar, how people treated him badly, and how Chinwe was the only one who showed true kindness. The people were silent. Many cried. They understood that true wealth is not money, but the heart. The wedding was the talk of the town. It was not just about beauty or money. It was about true love. Andrew was happy. He said to his son, "Kingsley, you are rich, but money will not keep you warm at night. Money will not give you peace when you are sad. Only a good woman with a clean heart can do that. That is why I tested people. And now I am glad you found Chinwe." Kingsley smiled and held his wife's hand. "Father, I will treasure her all my life." And so the story of the rich man who pretended to be a beggar became a lesson for everyone. Never judge people by their clothes, their house, or their money. Judge them by their heart.